We're going to have a guest at some point who's like, I don't drink coffee. I'm like, well, what do we do with this person?
Like, what the fuck are we going to talk about? Man?
Okay, can you sit and just be quiet while Matt and I talk about coffee? Is that all right?
Why do you drink tea?
I actually know people that don't even like, they're like, oh yeah, I don't really drink tea or coffee. I'm like, so what do you do?
Yeah.
Like, I just drink squash.
What do you what do you do in the morning? Like
I wake up,
I wake up in the morning and my brain just goes like, I've got a ritual of my mocha pot, growing my beans.
Yeah.
I'm getting really spiritual, man.
Yeah.
My phone is just pictures of me topless, man. Like, because I've got a coach, so we send check-in pictures, and it's literally just meat. The funniest thing, I'm going to show you.
Meat and nude.
So that was me last week. Then there's a picture of sausage next to it. It's like literally that is all.
So homoerotic.
Yeah, it literally is, isn't it?
Hello, welcome to the Perk+Pace podcast. I'm Lydia.
And I'm Matt.
And today we have Mr. Andy Stubbs, aka Andy Low and Slow.
Woohoo.
The Birmingham barbecue king. Is that fair enough?
I'd say so, yeah. I'll take it. Thank you.
Today we're going to talk about Andy's business and his experience in hospitality, but we're also going to talk about his wellness and fitness journey. We're really interested in loads of that. But first of all, we have a ritual on the podcast where we drink a coffee and we discuss it. Would you like to join us?
Absolutely.
Right.
Let's go.
Here we go. All of us. Let's go in.
It smells so delicious. I'm excited.
I'm not getting that much from the smell. What are we saying, chef? Come on.
I could smell it in the room or as you've made it rather than like directly on the nose.
The least qualified out of the three of us to comment on this.
What about Ian, though?
Oh, okay.
I'm not here, I'm just virtual.
Makes me feel better.
Okay.
Thanks.
Oh, it's still a bit hot. I think that's quite sweet. What do we think?
Yeah, it's not got a huge aftertaste at most.
I'm not picking it.
It's quite thick mouthfeel, juicy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to drinking more espresso, kind of.
Yeah.
So would you class this as a long black? Or?
Well, this is a filter, so it's a filter coffee,
Okay.
so it's been brewed. Imagine you go somewhere and someone does like a hand filter, a hand brew, but it's like a machine version of that, basically. So it's going to be a softer drink, a longer drink than what you're used to, probably, a lot more drinkable.
That's interesting. Because I've been brewing it in the little hand thing up there, and it's a lot more funkier out of that.
So Ian's bought I guess it's like the travel version of an AeroPress, maybe?
Like a cow or something.
Okay.
It's really good, man.
Yeah, like I'm used to drinking more thicker, like espresso. Like with my mocha pot, I like it
Oh,
quite.
yeah, that's heavy and strong. Yeah. So this will
Almost,
probably be...
like, that's when I love it. Like I'm so extreme with anything, like as you'll get to know. But yeah, this is great. Like it's balanced. It's got a little sweetness, a little acidity kind of thing.
It's drinkable. I will happily just
Quite subtle.
down the whole thing.
Yeah.
So this is from so it's York's Roastery, who are obviously based here in Birmingham. I got given this coffee. Matt runs a run club, or Perk+Pace run club, and we were there and we meet at this coffee shop. And I was chatting to Craig that roasts coffee there, and he just gave it to me and was like, I just want you to try this. It's from Colombia. It's naturally processed. It's called Finca El Embruja.
Sounds legit.
Come on, Ian's learning Spanish. What does that mean?
It's great coffee.
But yeah, it's very sweet. He said to me, it's a really great coffee. I think it's really funky. I think he'll enjoy it, and just kind of threw it at me and left. So thanks, Craig. Thanks very much. I'll leave that there. But yeah, go for it.
Fire. Yeah, so what we usually do, mate, is we usually have like a quick fire question round.
Okay.
So you ready?
I think so.
Quick answers as quickly as you can.
Oh,
Go
shit.
to coffee order.
As in drink out or... Well, I'm working at coffee shop, so I have my coffee there.
Flat white, espresso.
Depends on the time of day. Flat white first thing in the morning at home,
Yep.
but obviously because I'm super anal about calories, like I'll have 2 milk coffees and then it's like a long black after that.
Yeah, calories done. Nice. Poached or scrambled eggs?
Poached because it's less calories, because I am obsessed with calories, and scrambled eggs if I'm feeling a bit fancy.
Bougie.
Yeah.
It's nice. Least favourite gym exercise?
Ooh, probably Bulgarian split squats.
Oh, good one.
They fucking
Good
kill
shout.
me, man. Like they're the devil, man. But I love them.
It's one for the heart rate, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, big time. Have you ever asked for a discretionary service charge to be removed from the bill?
Absolutely not.
You said this last time.
I said absolutely not, but the person we
I've
interviewed...
wanted to, maybe, but I could never do that, man.
When you work in the industry, you just
Yeah, that wouldn't even come into my mind, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Customer service pet peeve? Anything that
I don't know.
No?
As in what people do, as in like what...
Yeah, like poor customer service, anything that annoys you.
Like a classic where someone comes along and starts clearing all your plates.
Yeah,
while
before
you're
you finish.
Yeah, that's annoying. Or maybe somebody who's too attentive.
Okay, that's
Oh,
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like I certainly don't want to go to the toilet and have my napkin folded into like a swan or anything like that. And I like attentive service, but I don't want it to be full on like, I'm like, do you want to sit? Do you want to just come and join me? Do you know what I mean? Like, I get it, but like, chill. Do you know what I mean?
Sets the tone a little
you know,
bit
like
as well.
a Michelin kind of a little bit too stiff. Like, I'm a bit over that.
You ever been somewhere like a Michelin restaurant or something where they're obviously explaining the food to you and they're getting so close they're like nearly touching your food?
Yeah, or when they bend down and I'm just like, do you want to sit on my lap or something? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm with my girlfriend, man.
We'll talk after.
Yeah, I mean, here's my number.
And last one, favourite Birmingham hospitality spot?
Ooh, that's really hard because I don't really go out anymore. Like, I would say like the most I've been to recently, who just closed, is Polly Pizza. Like,
fucking broke my heart.
Like, yeah, I love that place. I love what Matt and Ellie have done there. I crave pizza because I'm like sort of don't eat a lot of carbs. So yeah, super relaxed, and that's been a go-to favourite for a long time.
Great show.
Nice shout. Cool, thank you for that. Okay, like you're not here to talk massively about your background for sure, but for anyone who doesn't know you and what you're about, introduce yourself to us.
So I started low and slow, kind of accidentally out of my mum's garage 11 years ago.
As you do.
So yeah. Like I worked in a factory and was a panel wirer. I can't speak today. Wirer, which basically meant I just put electric wire, like cables, into components, followed them around and put them in. It was absolutely what I'd call a dead end job in a little village where I grew up in Cheslingham, which is like near Cannock. And I used to walk to work, go to this factory, and like there was a guy there. I'm going off on one a little bit, but there's context.
Please.
There's a guy there. He's not with us anymore. A guy called Rocky, lovely guy, and he was everything I never wanted to be. God bless him. He would get his wage packet, little brown envelope, like proper old school, and he would have 20 B&H, a chicken chow mein, and 8 pints of Carling, and he would like literally be like, right, I can have this many pints this week. And I was just kind of like, I need more from my life. And at that time, I was big into raving. I did pirate radio, just went out raving all around the country, big into my music. And I was coming to the end of that, and Notting Hill Carnival was like this sort of spark for me where I went down there and the music and just seeing all these like Rasta men with jerk pans and smoke and music and culture and fashion. And it was just coming from a small village. It was just like my senses were just on overdrive. And it was just bonkers that I saw these people cooking this food, and I was like slightly into barbecue and stuff. So I started cooking, I started making jerk for people's parties and stuff like that, and cooking at just family parties and stuff like that. And then I used to get in quite a bit of trouble at work. I spent most of my time in the toilet daydreaming and researching food and stuff. I know it's a bit of a gross place to do that, but it's the only place where people would leave me alone. Yeah. So I got made redundant and sort of panicked, went into overdrive. We lived with my mum. I'd met Donna, and my mum, dad and Donna were like, why don't you try something in food? Because you're not very good with authority, and like this is your passion. And up until then, all I'd done is like I'd been a builder and nothing really that I'd kind of enjoyed. So I got into that and then just started doing all the cooking. We progressed into the local pub, and that was when Digbeth Dining Club had just started.
Yep.
So
sorry to put in, how old were you at this point? Were you
43 now? So like
early 30s?
Yeah, early 30s. And then I remember reaching out to them, and this was like kind of at the beginning of the street food revolution in Birmingham kind of thing. I didn't know what street food was. I didn't know what smoked barbecue was. I just knew I'd eaten jerk chicken in London, and I fucking love cooking over fire. So I sort of reached out to Jack at Digbeth Dining Club and took in this little like Tupperware tub of, I think it was some brisket chili I'd made. And at the time, Digbeth Dining Club was this little, just in the corner of
I
remember like in the courtyard kind of thing, and it was just, they were all ex-DJs, and it was just a load of lads sat around like getting on it and just a bit of food and stuff. And I took this little Tupperware thing, and he texted me the next day, he was like, I've just had it for breakfast, like, you're eating? I was like, fuck, I don't even have a bain marie. I don't
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
all I've got is a Fiesta and like a little
you've
barbecue.
pulled that out of your ass all of a sudden now.
So
Wow.
then we started doing some markets, and it was like a gradual progression, and I just learned in real time. I was obsessed with like the local butchers, and I'd just go and hang around in the where they were butchering the meat and just ask them loads of questions. And I just learned in real time and surrounded myself with just asked loads of questions. And it was just a natural progression. I remember the first time we did Digbeth Dining Club, we cooked like a bit of pulled pork. We loaded my Fiesta. We put Donna in the Fiesta and just packed all these baskets and boxes around her. And it was just chaos, like absolute chaos. And then, should have turned that off.
Is she popular man?
It's just an order.
And and just progressed from there. So we just literally just sort of kept on doing Digbeth Dining Club, learned in real time, and I just became obsessed with it and started researching it, got a smoker, did all that at my mum's house. And then we started seeing like people in the line. Our lines at Digbeth Dining Club back in the day were crazy, like long lines. And I started seeing people in the lines like Luke Tipping or Adam Stokes, like Michelin chefs and stuff. And I'd be like so fucking scared. I was like, what are they doing eating my food? And they loved eating my food. And like I got talking to them and they helped me and I'd ask lots of questions. And it was just a natural progression from there.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's a bit deep and long.
No, I love
Sorry
it.
if
I
that's
love
too
it.
much.
No, because I've met you a couple of times over the years, and I know that you've been looking to have like a bricks and mortar place for a while. Some stuff happened, some stuff fell through on a couple of occasions, but now you've kind of got a bricks and mortar thing. It's like a long-standing,
an ongoing residency.
Okay.
Yeah. Like there's no plans of us going anywhere. We've got a really lovely relationship with the guys at Cup, and it feels like home.
So where is that for anyone who doesn't know?
That's in Stourbridge.
Okay.
Right
and
in the town.
What would you say that like? How are you finding it like versus the pop-up street food life? How are you finding having a sort of more permanent home?
I love it. It's everything I've ever wanted. It's eliminated some of the bullshit, as in, it's in the same place every single week, which is a blessing. The biggest ongoing problem is my smoker's still in Tamworth.
Right.
Which is an hour and a half from the coffee shop. So on a Wednesday, I do 6 hours traveling back and forth twice because the smoke is so big. I mean, basically in this toxic relationship with this piece of metal that just smokes
just
me.
uses you and
literally like. And this has been a problem over the years why restaurants have fallen through, because this machine is just it's what I need to do the business, but I just can't find anywhere closer. We do have somewhere closer now, but that's the only obstacle now we've got to overcome. But generally, going to work, having a kitchen that I can just, at the end of the night, put my food in a fridge instead of a van, close the door, clean down, and then I'm gone. So that's really good. And as we're falling into like a pattern now, we're into week 6 and it's slightly getting easier. Obviously, my schedule with training and everything, I don't make my life easy, but that's just kind of what I do.
We'll get into that for sure, but like how, so that I assume there's some kind of like setup process there of like the residency. How did you find that process? Was that tough for you, or was it like, this like, yes, it's finally happening moment?
It was a bag of emotions. So we'd done a pop-up there earlier in the year and we did 6 weeks there, and I was very sceptical with it being out of the city. I was like, everyone I know who comes to eat my food's from the city. But we did really well there, and I think Stourbridge is quite a sort of up-and-coming town where there's still a lot of young professionals live. We're not too far away from the city, as in, like, if you want my food, people are travelling kind of thing. It's not that... You know what people are like in cities? They don't want to fucking go anywhere. Like, so people are coming to us. And, yeah, it's just sort of... We kind of... Yeah, we just set it up, and then... This was about 6-7 months ago, I think, when we sort of said we was going to do it. And I was like, okay, and we were doing the Deliveroo kitchen down in Aston. And then it all came together, and it was just a massive, like the week I moved in, we had to put my big Rational oven in there. And it had to come down on it's a 10 grand oven that went down on a forklift into a van. And we had to take every door off the coffee shop by its hinges and squeeze it through. Yeah. And it was the most intense moment watching this £10,000 oven go into the kitchen. So that was pretty stressful. And then we kind of just went straight into opening. It was like I had 3 days to prep and get ready for like a 4-day week. And obviously the meat is quite a long process. We we do everything, like all the pickles, all the sauces, everything is made from scratch. So it was kind of like, it was intense.
Yeah, 3 days isn't long to prep that kind of
No,
menu.
it was intense, but I kind of specialize in intense. Like I'm a warrior at like intensity, and I think I really thrive off it. Really, like I do things that petrify me, and then I achieve it, and that's almost like my drug, like intensity and stuff like that.
It's like confirmation, isn't it, that you can
yeah,
do it? Yeah.
And I've done a lot of soul searching, and I know I can achieve the things, and I get very scared, anxious, worry, moan, all these things. But I always know I can achieve it, and we did it. We opened, and it's been great.
So, just mentioning about that soul searching, then you've had like an incredible journey with your own well-being. How have you managed even taking that first step to doing something about your well-being, and also managing the chaos of trying to set up your own bricks and mortar, your business? Talk us through that journey.
It's a hard one. Who would take up bodybuilding in the middle of opening a restaurant? And so I did bodybuilding, and when I say bodybuilding, people probably look at me and say, he's not a bodybuilder. Obviously I don't look like Ronnie Coleman. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. But for me, bodybuilding is building your it's building your body. Like we're sort of like, especially with natural bodybuilding, what I'm really into. So I did it 11 years ago, just before I set up the business, and I gradually put on, I think I'm almost back down to what I was. I was around 13 stone, and last October I hit 18 stone. And I'd been in London cooking at Meatopia. I'd gone to Sicily, and I'd been eating and drinking and just having all these beautiful things. And I just looked in the mirror and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like I just looked bloated and horrible. And I'm quite a vain person as well. And I enjoy clothes and things like that. And I got to a point of one of my favorite brands didn't, like, if I went up another size, I couldn't even buy their clothes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, Jesus Christ, I need to go on a diet. So at first, and I've been driving past the gym, which I now train in, for years. And every time I drove past, I was like, I really want to go in there. But I just didn't have the bollocks to go in there. There was just always something that was just like, no, I'll just get a takeaway instead. There was just always something mentally. And I struggle with anxiety, less so now than I did.
Yeah.
But it was a build-up. It was looking at myself. It was feeling sluggish, like getting out of breath. Obviously, my job's quite labour intensive as well. So I just looked in the mirror and I was like, right, this is the time now. And I think you've got to be. You're not going to achieve anything until you're ready. There's got to be that switch, hasn't there? And that switch went, and I was like, right, I'm going to do this. So I just sort of I've got knowledge of bodybuilding and being in a calorie deficit and what foods to eat. So I just sort of did it myself. And at first it was just literally, I just thought, even if I cut out takeaways and them couple of bottles of wine over a week, that's going to make a difference. So obviously when you're that overweight, a little bit of a deficit, you start to see results instantly.
Yeah.
And then me being me, the minute I stepped in the gym, I just became obsessed with it. And I was like, right, let's do this. So I spent from last September, October till Christmas, just finding my feet. Like I went back in the gym and I had no coordination with free weights, and I just felt really overplaced being like a 40-year-old in a gym full of like kids on drugs. Do you know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
were you nervous doing that for the first time?
Very nervous.
Yeah.
I walked into the gym and I was so fucking nervous. Like it's like a rave in there. The music was loud. There was men with steel, and I was like,
where's the bar?
Yeah, it was just crazy, man. I was like, I'm going back to Mackey's. Like, and then I walked in and they knew me from the business and stuff, and I just sort of, Liz, who owns the gym, was very welcoming, and that made me feel better. But I was just so conscious of what people like looking at me and stuff like that. And after a while, I just got into it, and then it was just a progression from there. And
go on. I was just saying, like, do you think your sort of like fight or flight attitude that you've had with business,
absolutely,
just completely transcended into you? Because although you saying you were shit scared about walking into that sort of environment, which most people are, right? Because it's an intimidating environment.
It really is, man.
For you to then be like, no, I need to lean into it.
I was like, I've got it. Like, I'm not going to let this beat me. Like, I never let anything in business beat me. I was like, this is going to be something that I want to do this. So I've just got to get back in, and I just throw myself at something. And I just started going, and there'd be weeks I wouldn't go. And then I think Christmas came, and I probably lost over half a stone by Christmas. And And then some friends came over at Christmas and like noticed that I'd lost weight. And then I was like, and then I had a boozy Christmas, and I didn't go back to eating and drinking as I had, but I still let myself enjoy the things. Because as a chef, like, I don't want to cut them things out of my life. And then after Christmas, I was like, right, I'm not drinking now. I think I set myself 6 weeks. So I've never had a problem with alcohol, as in it's not a dependency. It's almost like a crutch, as in it's a warm hug. Yeah. And so I did 6 weeks, and that was easy. And then I just started going to the gym like more hardcore, set myself like a routine and like sort of a split and how I'm going to do it, and started counting calories more religiously. Yeah. And then it just went from there. And then as the years gone on, I've just got more and more into it. And as my strength and coordination and sort of balancing muscles came back, and then got to know more people in the gym. My confidence got better, and I just then became obsessed with it. And it just becomes now, it's like, I don't even think about it. If I've done a 12-hour day, I'll get in, say hello to Donna, have a protein shake, and I'll be in the gym for 8:15, and I've been out since 6 a.m, and I'll train. And sometimes I look in the mirror, I'll be like, I can't fucking squat what's on that bar, but I will do it. And I feel better for it.
That's the thing I kind of wanted. I mean, that's the whole reason I reached out to you about being on this podcast, is because that to me is fucking inspirational. I've opened businesses. I've opened 3 businesses, and each time I've done it, I've sworn blind this time's going to be different. But the first thing that goes for me is my diet and my exercise, because exactly that, you're doing the long day, and you're
just a crutch, isn't it? To like, it's a warm hug of food, or
I'm going to
whatever.
sleep, or like, I don't have the time to cook, I have the time to prep, like all of those things. So like, first of all, fair play, like that. Like I said, it's 100% why I reached out. But like that, obviously now you're talking like it's habit. That's how you're talking.
Yeah, beyond habit. Yeah.
But let's talk about like at the beginning, the first time you've made that decision to know I'm going to go back out and go to the gym. How have you done that? What are you saying to yourself in your head?
I talk to myself a lot in my head.
Yeah.
I sound like a psychopath. I am a bit of a psychopath. Yeah. Like, I spend a lot of time driving in my van, as in like going to work, doing different things. So I have a lot of alone time with me and my inner demons. And my inner demons were telling me I was fat. Not in a dangerous way. Like, it was nothing. It was just, I just didn't like how I looked. So it was just like, the only way, from my knowledge of training before, is you can't do this half-assed, because like, people who'll be like, depending on your metabolism, or depending on how your body reacts to food, age, gender, all of that different stuff. I'm not the kind of person who can diet in the week and then just eat all weekend.
Yeah, me too.
Because I've just undone all that work. Yeah. And also when my brain's flooded with dopamine from all this food, whether it's beautiful food or fast food, the getting back on the wagon is super hard. So I was like, I've got to make that decision to just do it. And it's got to be pretty strict. Like now I'm religiously strict. But that was a gradual process. But it was just literally saying, right, you've got to do this. You've got to cut out all these foods. And then the rewards were, my mental health was improving. I was more positive. What I've achieved in the business this year wouldn't have been achieved if I was eating the way I was. And I still struggle, but now my struggles are shorter lived and I can snap out of it a lot faster. Yeah. And I think having something, because I've given everything to Low and Slow for the 11 years, is I had nothing left for myself. I had no hobbies. And I looked at sort of people around me and guys my age. And the danger is, as we get older, if we don't have hobbies and work's our only thing, that's a one-way ticket to a heart attack.
Yeah, and we've spoken about this before, and you've almost got to have like an anchor in your life that is separate to your partner, your business, and again, we've said it before, but like the people think that discipline is almost like, you're locking away your life, but it's real freedom. It gives you that freedom to just, do whatever you need to do for the rest of in other areas of your life to make, yourself not whole, but, to get yourself
really does, yeah. I get a lot of DMs off guys and they're saying like, how have you done it? And they think I'm just going to tell them it's a miracle pill.
Oh, no.
You can just go for a run, or like, and some of the things people tell me, I really try to encourage people, and I want to move into more work where I want to incorporate my fitness and my training into my life and my work now even more. But But I'm like, it's just literally discipline. People say, I wish I could do that. I'm like, don't wish, do it.
Yeah.
Because like you're sat there talking, like, when you wake up in the morning, how long are you on your phone for?
Yeah.
When you get home from work and you sit and watch EastEnders, you could just literally go to the gym for 45 minutes, then watch EastEnders, but your brain then will be so much better. And you've got to make yourself uncomfortable and do the work. And sometimes it's horrible. Sometimes I go in the gym and I'm just like, I can't lift that. And I get really scared. Like I put weight on a bar. I'm not super strong, like in comparison, but like I'll put weight on a bar and I'm like fucking really scared of what I'm about to do. And then I do it. I'm like, what? Like
that's the beauty
the
of
rush
it.
of it is insane. The achievement of when you do that lift, or you do more reps, or your form is perfect, or just you cannot buy that feeling. It's really magical.
That's good for you, man.
What does that discipline look like day to day? Like in terms of like, what you do, like food prep or like like factoring it into your day?
It's hard, very hard. And I'm still not perfect at it, but I've now got enough experience to know, not how to cheat, but like how to, if I'm out on the road, I still know how to eat properly without, I'd like to say I do my food prep all the time, but I don't. Like normally a Monday is my day off, so I'll cook kilos of potatoes. Potatoes is my carb of choice at the moment because you get more bang for your buck. And I'm just all about volume that's going to give me, because I carb cycle, so I'll have higher days on training days. So on non-training days, I have 130 grams of carbs, which, as we all know, is nothing. It's literally, it's like 3 little portions. So I'll do all my potatoes, and I'll just like, I never thought I'd ever have an air fryer. Like honestly, who would have thought Andy fucking Low and Slow has got an air fryer, man? And like, we got
reputation killer right there.
Honestly, man, people think I'm cooking all these like cool food. I'm like literally, I'm eating chicken breast in an air fryer and potatoes.
Can we expect a signature model?
If anyone wants to sponsor me, I will literally do an air fryer, man. So like, I'll do my potatoes, I'll do my chicken, I'll steam my veg, and it's just portioning it up. And I weigh every single calorie that goes into my body. Like people are like, why'd you do that? I'm like, well, it's the only way I can achieve what I want to do. And you'd be so amazed at what you think.
Oh yeah.
And when you see on the scales that tiny amount of potato or rice or chicken, and then you realise how much or how little like calories you're getting.
How easy it is to overeat.
Yeah, like literally even things like pouring your milk into your coffee or a glug of oil, and you could have boxed off 300 calories, man. And again, if you want to achieve this, you've got to be that strict.
I'm the same as you. Matt was saying he can go off feel. I'm the same as you. I have to weigh it because otherwise I'll just overeat it.
There's times I have to freestyle it at work, but MyFitnessPal is an app I use, which is like, you will literally see me in a service station walking around scanning foods, like calculating like how many carbs have I got left, how many carbs have I got left and stuff. So like 3 days of the week, 4 days of the week, I'll have food prep. And then other days of the week, I will have to kind of like freestyle it, but I still make sure I don't go over my calories. Yeah.
Does that create challenges when creating menus?
Absolutely. Like tasting food at work is... You imagine cooking like food I cook. Like I'm making these amazing sausages at the moment, and they are just my favourite thing in the world. And I have to like literally like the temptation when I'm slicing meat to order to just like, and I do taste it. I have to, but I'll also be conscious of maybe just save 5 grams of fat here, and like, do you know what I mean? Just cancel it off what I've done. And I'm so doing it now that I know, but like it's the discipline to not eat it. Is like the cravings is beyond, like it's so fucking hard.
Can I just say, if this guy can work in your industry,
literally,
look at after his calories, and people that are on a weight loss journey or transformation, whatever you want to call it.
No excuses.
Yeah, no excuses at all. No excuses.
I'm reading a book at the moment called Triggers, and he talks about how your environment triggers you, and that resonates with me because I run a bakery and I've got a massive sweet tooth. So I know if I'm trying to watch,
great combo.
Right, if I'm trying to watch what I eat, I need to like. I'm talking to the bakers, and I need to just almost not look at what they're doing.
It's insane.
I need to just look at their face because I know that's a trigger for me.
Yeah.
Fucking fair play.
One of the big things for me is if I don't eat my food regularly and I let my body go like 5 hours without eating and I get like an insulin spike or sort of my sugar drops, then the cravings are worse.
Make bad choices as well.
Like, for example, if I've not made the right choice and I go into service and I finish service, or if I've, like I've done this weekend, had more carbs in the day because I was craving. Example, this weekend, I've been smashing like these packets of like grains from Tesco because I was just craving something with more flavour and a bit more variety. So I was having them, but then that had like boxed off majority of my fat and carbs for the day. So then I'd go into service and I'd be driving home and I'd be like a crackhead, like driving past McDonald's, just like, I can't even explain the complex fantasies that I have about what I do to a Big Mac.
But your body's just craving that fat and salt. Like,
and this is because I've let my body go into a state of, like, if I had smaller portions throughout the evening, so it's my fault. But
you're able to say that, Andy. You're able to say that and recognise that, and that's huge.
We've got to be responsible for our own, like, that you can. I don't want to sound like anything bad, but when people say I can't lose weight, I think there's a few medical reasons why people can't lose weight, but like generally we can lose weight, or we can change our body composition, or we can do fucking anything that we want to do if our mind's right. And my mind's not right. My mind's the devil, but I'm fucking strong, man. Yeah. And like, because I want to do this, I'm doing it, and I'm now living, like, I don't want to say living my dream, but I've got a residency where people are coming to me and I'm serving my food. And I look in the mirror and I look fucking good. And this time next year, I'm going to look even better. And like, I'm going to get myself so I look like competition ready. I wouldn't compete because I haven't got enough time. Well, I probably can't build enough muscle to even entertain competing. But fuck me, I'm going to try, and I will look good, and I'm going to have a little thong. I'm not going to have a thong. Trust me, I'm not going to have a thong. But
I'll buy you a thong.
Yeah, I will as well.
This time next year, send me a thong. That's going to be on my
calendar.
That's going to be in my OnlyFans.
Perk+Pace package.
It's. But like, if you told me this time last year that I would have a guy who I send pictures of myself in my pants to, and I pay him each month, like, I'd be like, what the fuck, man? That's quite niche.
It is very niche.
There's certain areas and places I could go to and get that for free.
Yeah.
And like,
is he really a Peter?
yeah.
It's like, I'm not really.
Shit. But since I don't want to say employed, but since I hired my coach, now it's almost like he's almost like an authority figure. And if I do my check-in, like I had a bad check-in. I say I had a bad check-in the other week, and I hadn't lost any weight. I lost weight the day after, actually, but he was a bit, just really, he's very good. He's one of the best natural bodybuilders in the country. He's just came fourth in like the big UK, the big worlds, basically. An incredible guy, 26. So he inspires me. He does a lot of YouTube work, and I watch him, and he's deadlifting like he's deadlifting 310 kilos. He's 5'8" maybe.
Decent.
26, and he's fucking deadlifting like that. And I'm just like, there's no excuses.
Yeah.
Like, when I do my check-in,
accountability.
And that now, that's again, as that's spiral, that's accountability is everything. But that inspires me to keep going, because I know on a Thursday morning I've got to be in my pants, waking Donna up. So on a Thursday I do my check-in, and I've got restless leg syndrome. I wake up really early, but I won't have my coffee until I've done my check-in because I don't want to look bloated. But you imagine if I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning, Donna's in bed.
Yeah.
She went mad at me the other day because I was having an argument with the scales because the battery went and I was bashing it with my foot. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, oh shit, it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
Sorry.
So like, but I'm like, I need my coffee because my coffee's my ritual in the morning. Yeah. But I'm like, I'm not doing my picture. So it's just all these things that's just like, you've got to know how and when to do it.
Yeah. And what's the we spoke about goals just briefly, but have you got any personal goals now, like with business or fitness, or where do you want to take it? Because to me it sounds like it's very much just embedded in your life now, which is what most people want to aim for. It's like it becomes a lifestyle rather than you have to go to the gym and you have to, monitor what you're eating.
Goal wise is I'm on the right path now. Like, my fitness journey's cruising. I've just got to keep doing what I'm doing, keep pushing. Fitness-wise, we're going to finish the diet. So I just dropped, as of last week, I dropped below 14 stone, which is 4 stone
That's incredible,
loss.
mate.
Congrats.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. And now my coach is like, let's just keep pushing because I've still got belly fat. I don't think we're going to see abs this diet, but we're just going to keep stripping off now until Christmas. And then we'll do a grow phase where people will see me get a little bit more chunky, but in the right way.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm super excited about, because I can get some calories in me, lift some heavy weights, go in the gym, put my hood up, put my headphones on, and just like, yeah, buddy,
like a beast.
Chris Bumstead.
Yeah. So that's all. I've got I know my journey on that. That's just going in the right direction. That's an autopilot now. All I've got to do is keep my head right and do that. Business wise, again, the pop-up's going really well. We're building in that. There's little things I need to do to make my life easier. And then I want to write a book. And I've got like I'm not very good at just sitting still. So I kind of spoke with a company about writing my first cookbook a couple of years ago. My head wasn't in the right place. But I'm heading in the right direction now, so I want to do my first cookbook, which will be a kind of a little bit about my journey. Like the book will be nothing really to do with fitness. It will just literally be about my mum's shed and Notting Hill Carnival to where I am now. And then I've got dreams of doing my own podcast where I can just literally talk about what I do. I'm about to do a Substack where I can do recipes and log different things that I'm doing and stuff like that. I want to do more demo work. Cooking classes, they're going to come back. I was doing them over the summer. I want to do a bit more teaching and stuff like that, and just stay busy, see my friends a little bit more.
Nice.
And just be happy.
Would you say that this attitude towards wellness discipline, you touched on this earlier, but hearing you talk about these goals like this, would you say that this attitude to your wellness has made you a better business owner?
I think so. I don't know whether Donna would say that. I think it is. Like,
but you said earlier, like you're in a better headspace.
I'm definitely in a better
it.
headspace. Like, I struggle every single day with stress and managing things, but I can overcome it. But I don't think I would have achieved what I've achieved if it wasn't for this journey I've been on.
Why?
I just don't think I would have dealt with the stress of it. I don't even think I would have put myself out there and initiated the residency.
Because you got the confidence.
I had the confidence to do it, and I was like, let's try something different. And I was at the point where, and I get to it every now and then where I was about to quit, and I was about to like just get a job. I don't know what fucking job I'd get.
We say this all the time.
I'm like, who would employ like me? Because I'm naughty, man. Like literally, like. I'm not very good with authority at all. And like, I've never worked in a professional kitchen. I'm self-taught. So I'm very good at what I do, but I don't know what capacity I could go into a professional kitchen at. How would I deal with going into a professional kitchen, going back to the beginning? I don't know how that would work. So that drives me. So I think it's definitely all of these factors have made me a better business owner, because like I'd say what I've achieved this year is pretty remarkable. And I really don't think I could have done that without the training and the health stuff.
So I think you'd make a great pants model.
I think I would. Like this time next year, like who knows, Calvin Klein, like holler at me, man.
Give me that sponsorship.
Sponsored athlete.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, so how important has community been to your business journey? Because you've built a pretty big community.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does community mean to you, first of all?
I mean, I feel like there's a low and slow community. I've questioned it over the years because I've had bad experiences with operators and people in this city where things haven't gone to plan. We did the Kickstarter, which has been a beautiful thing that happened, but a driving force in my life that's took me to some dark places. And the community, majority of the people that supported me have just been beautiful and lifted me up. And I think without them people who send me DMs, and people send me DMs and tell me I'm an inspiration, I'm like, what, me? Like, in my mind, I'm still just like this fat kid at my mom's house who's just trying to be a chef. Like, I've struggled with the fact that I am a chef kind of thing. So I think community and seeing these people come in, week out to the restaurant. We've got so many regulars, like sometimes I don't even realise because I'm just in the kitchen Donna's like, oh, John's in again or whatever, and it's really beautiful.
Yeah, you can't buy stuff like that.
You can't, and like I've got a really solid Instagram following where I try my best to interact with people, and I just think without these people that have supported me, and some of these people have come on to be best friends. Like 3 of my best friends now I met through the business. Some were guys who used to come to the market in New Street 11 years ago and supported me, and they've become best friends. Other people I've met along the way. But yeah, I think that the community has just kept me going, and I work hard at keeping, and then going into my work that I want to do, building this Substack thing and this thing I want to do where I build more of a community, and it's me as a chef as well as my other work and my fitness and just this hub of like positivity and cool shit and music and all these different things. And I just want to build that.
Do you know what's mad when I listen to you talk? It's that like, because to me it sounds like because you've lent so much into like whether you think it's the right thing to do or not, but you've lent so much into your own authenticity of this is what I fucking love, and I'm going to do it. It attracts the right sort of energy.
People sense
that. And like shit doesn't, like the cream rises to the top, mate. And do you know what I mean? And you'll get the right people that will just be there for you when...
Yeah, you do. Yeah. I've had to learn that obviously along the way there's been people who haven't enjoyed what I do, and I think...
Fuck them.
Yeah, and I've struggled with that.
Sorry.
I have really struggled with like literally there could be 1%, less than 1%, but that one person... I've struggled with like, I mean, I've struggled with things I want to do to people. We won't talk about that, but like, I've now really worked hard at just sort of, my circle's small. I've cut people out that didn't serve me well. That might sound harsh, but like, I do not need anyone who's negative. Like
100%. Yeah.
I can be negative and I'm my own worst enemy, but I certainly don't want anybody around me who is not looking at bettering their life, having a good time, positive. And again, people will listen to this and they'll say, Andy, you're fucking miserable. Like, do you know what I mean? But it's an everyday work. And the more people that I've got that are beautiful and doing really cool shit around me, the more they lift me.
Yeah.
And like you say, community, we all lift each other up. And yeah, just try to give off good energy and just sort of, I really try to read and listen to as much positive stuff that helps me.
Your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yeah.
I say that to myself all the time. Whenever I think about like the energy I'm bringing into a situation, because like you say, it's a conscious decision every day. And before I open my mouth, sometimes I'm thinking, you've got to bring the vibe, man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Anything else you want to?
No.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, Andy?
I think I just want to like thank everybody and say how grateful I am for the people that do reach out to me and the people that look out for me, and just having so many amazing people that have kind of supported everything that I've done as a business and me personally. I just want to keep on doing cool shit, man.
Yeah, man. Congratulations on what you've done, mate. It's been super, super interesting chatting to you.
Big congrats. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thanks for watching or listening, guys. We're on YouTube, Spotify, all the usuals, and see you next time. Dude, that was sick.